Hey ATAK fans, in this video I'm going to go over the basics of sharing geospatial elements with ATAK. If you're an experienced TAC user, this isn't going to be groundbreaking for you. This video is for that person who's trying to understand what all the TAC hype is about. At its core, ATAK is an extensible mapping application. If you're a wildfire user, your closest comparisons are going to be Avenza and Esri field maps. ATAK is a lot like these programs, but also allows you to share data pretty freely between users and will work over a variety of networks. If you don't have internet, ATAK can still see and share data with other users using local networks, radios, and SATCOM devices. This is what really makes ATAK shine when you're working in an area without cell signal. In my firefighter tracking presentation video I have on the ATAK Syndicate YouTube channel, I go over some of these devices in a bit more detail. Now let's pay closer attention to the three devices I have up on the screen. Up top is 1 Alpha, lower left is 2 Charlie, lower right is 3 Delta. All of them have their individual team affiliation noted by the color of their position marker. 1 Alpha is in the white team, 2 Charlie in the yellow team, and 3 Delta in the red team. Additionally, they have added roles to their user profiles, which you can tell by their dot. If you look at 1 Alpha, is a headquarter element. If you look at 2 Charlie, it's a forward observer. 3 Delta is a team leader. The great thing about TAC is it has many different ways to share data elements. All these different affiliations allow you to share data with these users in different ways. You can choose to send data to individuals, broadcast to everyone, send to teams, create ad hoc groups on the fly, and use data sync. I will cover each one of these communications methods in this video. So in this tutorial, I'm not going to be doing anything crazy. No videos off of drones or aircraft. This is just going to be dropping some stuff on the map and sharing it between users and some chat. All these things are covered in more depth in the training PowerPoints at maps.tacserver.us. The items covered in this video are the core elements of what TAC is all about. The military calls it friendly force identification and target correlation. On the public safety side, that translates to where are my joining forces and where are the bad guys located, or possibly hazards I need to avoid, or an area I need to get to. So let's start with where are my teammates? I can quickly look at the map and of course see them. Or I can activate the contacts tool and get a list of all my teammates. If I click on 2 Charlie here, it's going to center the map on 2 Charlie and activate this radial menu. Now let's have a chat conversation with 2 Charlie. This is going to be a one-on-one communication. There's a couple ways I can do that. I can do it here from the contact icon on the radial menu, and I can choose this message right here, and I can send 2 Charlie a message, and notice on 2 Charlie he gets a notification up on the contact tool, and you can see he has a message from 1 Alpha. If I open that up, I can send a message and we can talk back and forth. I can also freehand message in there and type whatever I want. Now let's talk about group chat. Open up my contacts tool. And you notice I have this all chat rooms, forward observer, groups, headquarters, team lead, and teams. ATAK has already divided up the user roles in here. So you can see I've got forward observer role, headquarter, team lead. It's got an all chat room, meaning I can take a message to everybody, or I can make custom groups. So let's start with all chat rooms. This is just a running list of all the chats that have already been in here. If I hit Roger on here, notice the other two users, 3 Delta and 2 Charlie, get a notification up top. And they go to all chat rooms, and they can continue to have the conversation back and forth. Now let's get out of the all chat room. Now let's talk about role chat rooms. Notice you got forward observer, headquarters, and team lead on here. And if you notice forward observer and team lead, the chat box is grayed out. That's because I'm not part of those groups. I'm using the one alpha device. I'm a headquarters element, and I am not part of the forward observer or team lead group. I can click on forward observer and see that person and have a specific conversation with them. But since I am not part of that group, I can't do a group chat. If I go to headquarters element, I can do a group chat there. As you can see, ATAK does a pretty good job of grouping you with the folks you're affiliated with. So if you're part of the same team color, if you're part of the same role, you can start sending messages that way. And then of course you've got the all chat rooms for the blast out. But let's say you want to build a custom group. Click on groups, the plus button. Now you can type in the name of the group. We'll call it Division A. And I'm going to click 2 Charlie and 3 Delta to be part of this group. Now, if I click on the chat box, I've got this Division A group. Now, if we look at the other team members, 3 Delta and 2 Charlie, they've got that notification, and they've got this one box there that says, hey, a new group's been created and you're part of it. Now I can send a message as part of this custom group. Now it should be noted, since one alpha created this group, one alpha is the only person that can remove or add people to this group. One other feature I'm going to talk about is using native telephone and SMS capabilities in your device. Now these 3 devices on here do not have SIM cards in them, but this device CA-COR-AJ-N20 does have a SIM card in it. And I can simulate what that looks like if you were to make a text message or a phone call outside of ATAK. So I click on that device, I'll get the contact card, and notice I have SMS and phone. If I click on phone, it will enter the phone number device and I can just make a phone call. Now these devices I'm showing on here do not have SIM cards. I just use these for demonstration, so they're just on Wi-Fi, so I can't make a call. But just give you an example of some of the features in ATAK. You don't need a phone list. If they're using a phone, they have a SIM card, and you make a phone call, you can do it right from ATAK. So ATAK is your own sandbox, and you can drop as many map elements on as you want, and you decide which elements you want to share with other users. There are numerous ways to share data elements, and we'll cover them here. So first, I'm using the Alpha 1 device, and I'm going to drop a marker on the map. I'm going to go to Point Dropper. I'm going to choose this red diamond, and I'm going to drop it on the map. Now, right now, it's only on my map. If I want to share it to other users, I would use the send feature. Now I'm going to do one-on-one. I want to send it to 2 Charlie. Now you can see it ended up on 2 Charlie's device. It's that simple. If I wanted to send it to multiple users, I would click on this icon, hit send, and then I can send it to everybody if I'd like. And it shows up on all the devices. There's also a broadcast feature that sends to everyone on the network. That may be appropriate or not depending on what you're sending and who is on the network. The next option is sending it to groups of people. I went over the different groups earlier when we were talking about the chat functions. These same groups are also available to send map objects to. As an example, we'll put another marker on the map. Now, I'm going to send this to just the forward observers. I hit send. Now you can see that 2 Charlie, who is part of the forward observer group, got that message. 3 Delta, who is part of the team lead group, did not get that message. And so now when you want to send map objects, you have the option to go by their user role, even open up your custom groups you created, or individual people, or you can look at teams and send it to the team color. A lot of options for sending data to. The last thing I want to cover is an option called data sync. Now, data sync is a server-side function which silos data into what is called data sync missions. Users subscribe to that mission and then get synced up with whatever is current in the mission. Items can be added and removed from the mission. You can make multiple data sync missions to silo different types or groups of data elements. As an example for a wildfire use case, you can have an operational data sync mission and a planning data sync mission. What is nice about data sync is you can choose what missions you want visible, and probably the best part is if you lost connectivity or you're new to an ongoing event, you get synced up to the newest data. So an example, you're using this for a small event that then expands. Up until this point, it's just been a few users and you have been sharing data back and forth independently. Now the incident is expanding and more users are coming. This is a great time to start a mission and start putting the already shared data elements on the map into the data sync mission. Then others, as they get assigned to the incident, can sync up and join the mission. I go into much further detail on data sync on the PowerPoints at maps.taxserver.us. So let's start a data sync mission now. We have this event where we dropped these few markers. I'm going to open up data sync. This is the tax server I'm attached to called friend. I'm going to hit the plus button. I'm going to create a new feed. I'm going to name it test. You have options to assign channels, subscriber roles, passwords, etc. We're just going to leave it blank for now. And now a new mission has been created. Now in this example, we're going to show that this incident is expanded and now we want to add this data to it. So I'm going to click on the mission. And I'm going to add data. This option, I have multiple ways to add data to the mission. I use map select, overlay. We're going to use the lasso tool. I'm just going to circle this data here. It's going to add these two markers to the mission. And I hit select. Now these two items are on the mission. Now here comes the fun stuff. Let's add a new element to the mission. We use the point dropper. And then I can choose to send this data. It's under feeds. I'm going to click feeds. There's the test mission. I hit send. That is now part of that mission. Now 3 Delta over here is now part of this incident, and he's going to join this mission. He's going to go to data sync. He's going to join this test mission and hit download and sync. And now all these data elements that were in the mission are now part of their device. And if they add an element to the mission, now we've got all this extra stuff on the map. Now let's go to the 2 Charlie device. 2 Charlie is not part of the mission yet. Go to data sync, hits download and sync, and now all this data is on here. Now let's say one of these elements is no longer relevant. Let's say this red diamond here is no longer relevant. You click on the red diamond and remove it. Hit the trash can, hit yes. Now it's asking me, just take it off my map or remove it from the feed. I can say, okay, let's remove it from the feed. And now it comes off everybody's device. Now let's say one alpha says, well, I actually need that back. That was a mistake. You can click on that element and download it again because you want that element back, and then you can choose, hey, let's send it back to the mission. Now it comes back. So just because you removed it doesn't mean it's gone forever. You can, if mistakes happen, you can choose to download that and get it back on the mission. Now I want to cover how you send multiple data points in one shot. This is done by creating a data package. A data package in its simplest form is just a zip file. You grab the map items you want off the map and ATAK zips them up. You can then send this data package to users, groups, data sync mission, or post it to the ATAK server where it can be stored and someone can download it later. I have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel on how to make and share data packages. Let me do this now. Got the 1A device here. And we'll get all these just back on the regular map page. And now I'm going to zoom out a little bit and drop some more markers. Just randomly drop markers here. And I'm done. Now I want to create a data package. A couple ways you can do it. I can open up data package and hit the plus button and then hit the lasso select and circle them. I can also just, from the lasso select tool, circle these, hit select. If I hit export, it's going to ask me how do I want to do it. Multiple ways you can do it. Since we have data package up, we'll hit data package. We hit new data package. It automatically has it listed as DP for data package -1A, which is the device I am. We're going to build it. And now I've got this data package here with these 4 items in it. Now I can choose to send this to other users. So let's send it over to 2Charlie. Go contacts, and we want to find our contact, 2Charlie, and hit send. Now on the 2Charlie device, you can see the data package was added from 1-alpha. So again, this is another cool tool to use. Grab up multiple data elements. You can send this to users, groups, and you can even add this to a data sync mission. So I hope this was helpful for a down and dirty explanation of how to share data in ATAK. Thanks for watching.